All right, right now we're tracking an extreme heat wave. It is blaring down on the eastern half of the U.S. We've got a heat advisory here in New York. You've got 200 million people under some type of heat alert. That is more than half the country. CBS News Philadelphia meteorologist Kate Bilo has a look at this and the general forecast. So where is it worse, Kate, and how can people stay cool?
Well, Errol, the worst of the heat is across the southeastern United States and the Mississippi Valley, which just continues to roast after days upon days of extreme heat. Tampa hit 100 degrees yesterday for the first time in the city's history, and more records being challenged today. So let's talk about what we're seeing outside today across really the eastern half of the country is the area that's most at risk for dangerous heat. Anywhere you see the pink, these are extreme heat warnings, and the definition of that varies by National Weather Service office here in Philadelphia. It's a heat index value of 105 or above. We're under a heat advisory, as is New York and Boston, but you can see where the heat warnings are in place all the way down into northern Florida, parts of Georgia, the Carolinas, and again, the Mississippi Valley. We also have extreme heat across the northern plains, and that's where dangerous storms are going to develop later on this evening into tonight. So taking a look at our highs and feels like temperatures here over the next few days, you can see New York looking at triple-digit feels like temperatures or heat index values tomorrow. And that's an important metric because that's the number that a lot of our National Weather Service offices use to determine, do we need a heat advisory? Do we need a heat warning? How is your body going to respond to this heat? Feeling like over 100 degrees, that's dangerous heat. And that will continue all the way down into the Mississippi Valley. You can see the heat does break in Omaha here tomorrow into the next few days. We're going from 90s to 70s. But it's not going to do so without a little bit of explosive weather, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Potential record highs today: Savannah, Georgia, forecast high of 100. The record is 102. And Tallahassee could tie a record today at 101 degrees. That is the current record. Tampa aiming for 98 after, again, hitting 100 yesterday. That would be a new record, and records likely tied in spots like Pensacola and Fort Myers. We know Florida, no stranger to heat and humidity, but this is some of the heat and humidity like we've never seen before down across portions of the Sunshine State. Future weather showing these storms, these dangerous storms that are going to fire up across portions of the Dakotas, portions of Minnesota and Nebraska later today. And we do have a heightened risk for tornadoes and damaging winds. This front will eventually bring an end to the heat across much of the eastern half of the country. Errol, I'll send it back over to you.
Check on your elderly friends and relatives, because if that AC unit goes down on them, it could be fatal. Kate Bilo, we appreciate the warning. See you again soon.